Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host Phil Rowley. On today's show, we're fishing one of the over 90 lakes located in the Mat-Su region of Alaska, Alaska's Stillwater capital. And today it's sinking lines. We're going to show you everything you need to know about using sinking lines. We've got dragonflies on the move. It's the perfect time to use a sinking line. Stick around, it's going to be a great show.
Let him go back to live another day. Oh, baby!
Look at that fish.
Very good fish.
Another fine, beautiful steelhead taken here.
This is a good example of the family Heptageneidae.
This is why you need a lot of backing.
On today's show, the New Fly Fisher crew visits the Mat-Su region of Alaska near the towns of Palmer and Wasilla. This region, only a short drive from Anchorage, boasts over 90 easily accessible lakes, home to rainbow, grayling, Arctic char, even Pacific salmon. The beauty of the area is incredible, with majestic mountains, wildlife, and fantastic stillwater fly fishing. Joining me today is Bob Andre, owner of the Trout's Place and Windbreak Cafe in Wasilla. Bob's enthusiasm and intimate knowledge of the lakes in the area will be paramount to my success.
He was showing me pictures as well, right? I'm sure they're going around here. Spare wet.
Utility of using these sinking lines is we can use this clear intermediate to work the shallow water earlier in the day. Sunlight comes up. In case we've got wind seems to be dropping here and it's getting calmer, those fish are going to be a little more suspicious of coming into the shallow, so they'll move to the edges or into that 10, 12, 14 feet of water, and we can just change our sinking line choice up to perhaps a slightly faster sink rate and go down and get them. All right, so we're going to count this down. So what that means is I'm going to make my cast. Again, transfer the line up into the fingers. A couple of quick rips to straighten out the line. And I'm just actually going to use my watch. And we'll start with 20 seconds. And just let that sink down, and that's the countdown method. Let it sink for a 10 count, retrieve the fly. 15 count, retrieve the fly. 20 count, retrieve the fly. Either hopefully you hit fish or you hit bottom, and then you just adjust from there, and you're trying to get that count just right, matched with the sink rate of the line you've chosen. So you can skip that fly just above the weed tops, right where all the food lives, especially these dragon nymphs we're using today. How many counts down was that one?
Well, this one I brought in and let the angle shift to 45, yeah. So I brought it in on a regular strip for about 10, and then I stopped, and I let it go down maybe to like a 10 count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you've got that fly line moving up through the water like, oh, there
go.
We go. I
At
stopped it
the
to
angle.
Explain. Oh, this feels like a good fish,
yeah, that
Bob.
was
This feels
angle.
like a good fish. This one's...
I might have to pull the anchor on this one.
Oh yeah, this one's... Look at the water out there. We'll keep the rod tip high to give him drag, but he's got high rod tip, and then I'll give him side pressure. But whatever I got here, it's feeling heavy, and it's not coming in anytime soon.
I tell you what, Phil, just because it's happened to me, I'm pulling the back anchor.
Yep.
For some reason, when I'm double anchored and I get a big fish, it is the back anchor that's going to get him.
Well, he just pounded this. Like I say, I stopped and then it just got heavy, and then that rod tip, you see the throb, 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 and you kind of
It
look
was
at
exciting.
You look at your rod tip going, what's going on with that?
This is Finger Lake.
Yeah.
This is, you know, we're right between Wessel and Palmer, and
Well, like I say, we're not even, I checked, it was, I think 9 minutes from the time I fired up the van to sitting on the lakeshore. 9 minutes.
we have
Oh,
quality
this is a nice
trout fishing. Look at
This
this.
is a nice fish. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna go back, and people are gonna go, Alaska. Yeah, there's some great lake fishing there. What about the river fishing? Alaska has rivers? Look at this. This is a nice fish. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's got to be.
There you go. Congratulations.
That's as good as any rainbow I've caught anywhere else in North America.
Guys,
Holy
this is
smokes.
a quality Matsu Valley fish.
Stillwater, capital of Alaska, right here. That carry again. That fish is a good 24 inches.
This is typical.
Look at the size of that fish. Gotta come to Alaska for this. The Matsu region. Rent a car, bring your flow tube, good collection of dragon nymphs and some sinking lines. You can get fish like this. Look at that. God, that's magnificent. That's a big male. Let him
beauty.
recover.
It is a beauty. Oh, I want to get a still shot.
Oh, he's gone.
I need to get one of those on the camera.
Sure. We'll put that up.
Post it up, but
Yeah, because you've got that all on the website for your
oh yeah.
for your hotel. The Trout's Place. How appropriately named.
You know,
So that was about 20 counts down.
I'm gonna move the boat back around to the back here again, and
20 counts down, and then strip out the slack. And then I stopped it, and as soon as that fly stopped, that fish was on it. On today's show, we're using a 7.5 foot leader attached to a clear intermediate sinking line. Using a triple surgeon's knot, we attached approximately 18 inches of 8.2 pound fluorocarbon tippet. When attaching the fly, we chose a non-slip loop knot, as this gives the fly added action during the retrieve. The takes were quite vicious and the weeds were thick, so we used the heaviest tippet we could get away with without spooking the fish.
but it does pay to count down. I mean, if you start at maybe 10,000, 1,000, 2, and you work your way till you find the area that the fish are in that zone, and you'd be surprised you go back, there'll be more.
Well, when you think about it, you know, we get so excited and we don't let our flies sink long enough, and these lines sink at 2 inches per second. Well, that's going to take 6 seconds to go a foot.
Exactly.
So it's, you know, that seems like it's like standing in a lineup. It seems to take forever. And whether you're chironomid fishing with long lines and floating lines rather, and long leaders, or you know, using sinking lines like we are today, you got to let them sink and count, whether you count mentally or use your watch, but be very systematic. You know the sink rates of your lines, so you can get the flies down there and let them sink long enough. Little tip for sinking line techniques, you know, sinking line diameters are, you know, tend to be finer, especially the faster the sink rates, and they can be prone to tangling. At times that's just the nature of the line, but you know, in the boat here I've got a little wash basket, and just line the bottom of that basket with water, a thin skim coating, and that'll keep the fly line from tangling. A wet towel works good too. Scooting through the water.
Got him.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
We got
nice
him.
fish, Bob.
We got him on the
Nice
black
fish.
leech.
Yeah, you can see that right in the jaws. Let me get my fly out of there. Oh, he's going. Maybe we get a double hitter. Nice fish.
You know, we let it go down again. He was definitely on that shelf over there.
Yep.
Oh, he's...
I've got the net over here. We can pull him right over. Oh.
This, oh, don't do it to me. Oh, maybe on this side.
Yep.
Anchor's been my demise. We
There
got
we
him.
go. We got him.
Okay, Finger
just-
Lake, the
Let's
Matsu
lift
Valley.
him over right over here.
Look at this.
You can
Look
show
what
the
we
folks
got.
at home what you've got there. Look at
Very
that fish. That
exciting.
is just a Stunning.
Let me get him out of the water.
Stunning
for a
rainbow.
second.
Get him in the water again. Look at that.
Gonna...
Just let, whoa!
He didn't need to be revived.
He's pretty energetic, I think.
Definitely was on the black leech, and we let it go down 20 seconds and started to strip. Thank you, Mr. Phil.
Thank you.
That was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. Here's a good sampling of some dragonfly patterns you may want to consider. Dragonfly nymphs are fun to imitate and fun to tie. Starting at the bottom, we have the good old Carey Special. It's been around for decades, suggestive pattern that still performs well today. The next row are some of the sprawling nymphs, generally constructed out of buoyant materials such as deer hair, because they're needed to keep the fly suspended off the bottom, as these nymphs are quite sedentary in nature. The top ones are probably those dragonfly nymphs most fly fishers are familiar with, and those are the climbers or darner nymphs. These are aggressive and large, generally sizes 8 through 4. And this is the pattern we used today quite successfully, just a foam variation of a Carey Special, if you will. This is the bunny dragon, the dragon, and the butler's bug. All of these flies are excellent dragonfly nymph imitations and should be considerations in your fly box, especially when using sinking lines. What we're imitating to here today on Finger Lake, located a good 6 minutes from Wasilla, is our dragonfly nymphs. And dragonfly nymphs, we're imitating the large climbing nymphs. Very hourglass shaped, they get big, good 2 inches plus. We're casting out using clear intermediate lines, letting that line sink down, and we're imitating how they move. And dragonfly nymphs are aggressive predators. They stalk their prey like a cat, so we're using steady hand twist retrieves, interdispersed with strips, because they can take water in through their abdomen and eject it out their back and scoot through the water with a little sort of Mother Nature's afterburner system. So we're using a varied retrieve, hand twist, they're plodding along, a couple of quick strips to imitate them darting away, and the takes are not aggressive, but they're solid. They come in and it's just there's a heavy weight on the end and an awful lot of head shaking. So it's the ticket. So a varied retrieve, as with most Stillwater applications, hand twist, spurt, hand twist, spurt, keep it varied, and see which one the fish likes best. I'm just trying my favorite knot. The one I use exclusively is the non-slip loop knot. So I've just tied an overhand knot, inch or so above the tag end. Place the tag end through the eye of the hook. Take that tag end back through the monofilament loop. Draw the fly and the loop together, just like your traditional clinch knot. Generally, the finer the tippet, the more times around. Back through the overhand loop. Pull. Draw it tight. A little bit of moisture to avoid any heat. And there you go. I just got to trim the tag end, and that fly can swing and move freely. Good to go. A nice 45-degree angle. That's when things have been happening here with this clear intermediate. Hand twist it back, see if we can get a fish to follow. And I love to come up right at the last second and wallop the fly. So I'm hoping that happens right now. Ticking weeds every once in a while, so I can give a couple of quick rips to strip the fly line up through the water column a little bit and skip above the weed tops.
Oh, there he is out there.
Yeah, he's out going out to sea, and now he's taking line. I'm going to back off the drag a little bit. Yeah, he's oh yeah, he's into my backing now. Oh yeah, this is a good fish, Bob. This is a really good fish.
Do we need to pull up and go get him?
Not yet. But he's into my backing. You see the orange backing, and
yeah,
he is taking line.
This is a big fish.
This is a quality fish, so I want to Keep that high rod pressure. We may have to go out to deep water and chase him, but we'll see, because next step he's going to try, when he can't outrun me, he's going to try and...
My goodness, you guys.
Yeah, he's well into my backing here. We may have to drift off and go over to him, because my fear is that long stem weed, that'll be his next stop, is to take me, my fly line, my backing, for a tour. Measure of the rod against the fish. When the tip's high like this, that's what I use for running fish. I'm not exerting a lot of pressure. He's paying a price for running, but I'm not tight. He's doing all the pulling, but when he sort of gives up like he seems to be doing now, I'm gaining my line back. My fly line's back up into my back. Sorry, my fly line's back up. My backing's almost on the reel. I feel better now. I'm out of the weeds a bit. I can still feel him. Yep, we lost him.
My goodness.
He got me into the weeds and blew me up. That's fishing.
That's what brings you back here.
That brings me back.
That
That was
brings
a
you back.
good fish.
That was
And
a quality fish.
He ran me into the weeds, and that's the risk. You know, we're fishing long-stemmed vegetation.
You can see it right here. And this is going to happen, but
Actually, you know what he did? He broke me. He eventually pulled to the point and broke me off. So
I'm going to
he's
go ahead and drop the anchor again. Phil, it was wrapped around that front there.
gone.
So,
Well, that was just a dragon nymph, a dark one, about a number 6. And I think I've got another version here, so I think I'll be...
that's a beautiful looking dragon.
And what it is, we've got crystal chenille and a dark olive dubbing, the Stillwater Solutions dark olive green, twisted together over a foam underbody. It's got dyed olive pheasant rump that suggests the legs, lots of action, and a piece of sheet foam that I've trimmed and folded over the head to form the gape. So it's got a buoyant core to it, and I can skip it through and over the weeds, and just a steady hand twist, and that big fish just whacked it. So well, hopefully we'll go see if we can get his cousin, because I don't think I'll be getting that fly back anytime soon.
Every Stillwater fly box should include a selection of dragonfly nymphs. The buoyant nature of the foam dragon allows it to be presented in and around weed beds and sunken debris. Here is the pattern recipe for those interested in adding a few foam dragons to their own fly boxes. When fly fishing the lakes in the Matsu region, you should bring rods in the 5 to 7 weight range. Large arbor reels are recommended for battling these spirited heavyweight fish. Bring a number of lines so you can be ready for any Stillwater scenario. We recommend floating, clear intermediate, and a range of density compensated sinking lines type 4 through 6 sink rate.
When you work in sinking lines, you have to adjust your casting slightly, because you can't pick them up and begin the casting stroke as easily as you would with a floating line. What you have to do a lot of times is literally roll the fly to the top, especially with fast sinking lines. Do what's called a roll pickup, get that fly aerialized, back off to the target. So use that roll pickup to roll the fly up near the surface where you can pick it up, quickly aerialize it, and get it back into the game. When I'm fly fishing still waters, one of my favorite tactics, especially when using sinking lines, is to make a cast that goes across the angle of the ripple. We've got a slight breeze here today on Finger Lake. We're just outside town of Wasilla, Alaska. And what this does is present the fly in a broad profile or plan view and silhouetting itself, because the fish will orientate themselves head up into the wind, looking for prey items. So this is a great way to bring your fly right across in front of their faces and hopefully get a take.
We got a nice fish.
Oh, that's a gorgeous fish.
It was on the last second. Look at there, he's a beauty. I got it on a with a 7-foot type 1 on a floating line, so it had the 45-degree angle kind of built into it, because that has been the angle they've been taking it at. This is a good sized fish.
This is a very good fish.
Look at this.
Oh,
This is,
that is a trophy by anybody's standards.
I don't know about this this anchor. It's giving me trouble before. There he goes.
Well, he's being polite and staying out. So
Look, he's doing me a major favor to get this thing in just for you guys to take a look at this. This is a finger leg trout, and oh, look at him! Oh, what a trout!
gorgeous.
This
is why you come to
this.
the Matsu region. As we've said, the Stillwater capital of Alaska specimen.
This is a really.
I'll have to get some still pictures of this, Bob.
Oh yes, absolutely. This is a beauty.
Take our
Thank you.
time. We'll get him in. He's close to. Oh, well, I
you
thought
go.
so. He's going to try and take you for a run through the forest.
I'm gonna give him one last give him.
And what were you doing there, Bob? Just a strip retrieve? Strip pause?
Yeah, it got it at the 45-degree angle. I put on a floating line with a 10-foot or 7-foot intermediate, so it automatically gets to that 45 degrees right away, and started to bring the line in. And it was the first cast with it, and I happen to think that the angle is everything today.
Yeah, that's quite often the case. It's depth and angle. So you
it's-
get it to the depth that they're cruising around, and for whatever reason, that 45 suggests something fleeing from them, or perhaps something emerging, and they pounce on it.
There you go, Phil. You got it. Get him?
Landed.
Holy cow!
That
Is
is a quality rainbow.
A Matsu Valley
That's-
trout. And
I'll let you do the honors, Bob. And
my friends wanted to know why I gave up river fishing. I want you to take a look. This is worth 1,000 words. Take a look at him. Is he gorgeous or what? Probably never been caught.
just incredible. These are the things you just have to take pictures of.
There we go. There he goes. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Again,
Thank you.
the
That
slimy
was-
gloves, ready to work out.
And again,
Holy
just the
cow.
value of sinking lines in lakes and playing not only with the sink rate to find the depth, but even choosing a line to vary the angle. As you can see, very, very effective.
Today on Finger Lake, we were double anchored on a saddle between 2 points in approximately 6 to 8 feet of water. Using a clear intermediate line, we cast into 12 to 14 feet of water above a large Potamogeton bed. Factoring in the 2 inch per second sink rate of the clear intermediate line, we allowed our flies to sink approximately 25 seconds, so they tracked 4 to 5 feet deep. Using a slow to moderate paced hand twist retrieve, we skipped the fly above and through the weed tops. Fish often followed the fly to the boat, grabbing it as we hung the fly momentarily before recasting.
Well, everyone, it's been a long but rewarding day. It's after 11 o'clock, if you can believe it. Look at the light. We could probably fish for another 4 or 5 hours. But we're hungry. The mosquitoes are starting to get a little thick, so it's time to go. I hope you enjoyed today's show on how to use sinking lines in still waters. Hopefully you can improve your own still water fly fishing. For more information on this and other shows in our informative series, please visit us on the World Wide Web at www.thenewflyfisher.com. We'll see you next week.